Hello everyone and welcome to Module 8, LGBTQ+ Inclusion and Supportive Policies. Today we will be looking at key LGBTQ+ terms and concepts. The aim of this presentation is to introduce LGBTQ+ key terms and concepts. At the end of this presentation, you will be able to define LGBTQ+ key terms and concepts and outline the importance of using inclusive language. Starting off, we will introduce inclusive language, highlighting its importance in fostering equality, diversity and inclusion. We will then look at the LGBTQ+ acronym, understanding the meaning behind each letter in the longer acronym LGBTQIAAP. Inclusive language plays a key role in recognizing and respecting one another. It helps avoid making assumptions about others, and it demonstrates our commitment to equality, diversity, and inclusion. Using inclusive language influences how we perceive the world and shapes our actions. By using inclusive language, we can create an environment that respects and values the diverse perspectives and experiences of individuals from various backgrounds. The LGBTQ+ acronym represents a broad spectrum of sexual orientations, gender identities, and expressions. Using the acronym and the terms it encompasses is a way of acknowledging and respecting a diverse range of identities, which is a key aspect of inclusive language. Language has the incredible power to either validate or deny a person's identity. That's why it's essential to understand and incorporate LGBTQ+ terminology. By doing so, we create an environment that fosters equality, diversity, and inclusion and shows respect for all individuals. It is important to be mindful of the diverse range of identities within the LGBTQ+ community. Acknowledging and respecting these identities is key to creating a truly inclusive environment. When discussing the LGBTQ+ community, you may encounter different versions of the acronym, such as LGBT+, LGBTQ+, LGBTQI, and LGBTQIA. These are an accepted and inclusive way to represent all the different identities in the longer acronym of LGBTQIAAP. Each version aims to acknowledge and respect the full range of sexual orientations and gender identities. The plus symbol ensures that we are still being inclusive of all identities beyond the basic letters. Here is a breakdown of what each of the letters in LGBTQIAAP mean. L stands for lesbian, a woman who is attracted to other women. G stands for gay, a man who is attracted to other men or broadly people who identify as homosexual. B stands for bisexual, a person who is attracted to both men and women. T stands for transgender, a person whose gender identity is different or has changed from the sex the doctor put down on their birth certificate. Q stands for queer, originally used as a hate term. Some people want to reclaim the word, while others find it offensive. It can be a political statement, suggesting that someone doesn't want to identify with binaries, for example, male versus female, homosexual versus straight, or that they don't want to label themselves only by their sexual activity. The second Q stands for questioning, a person who is still exploring their sexuality or gender identity. I stands for intersex, a person whose body is not definitively male or female. This may be because they have chromosomes which are not XX or XY, or because their genitals or reproductive organs are not considered standard. A stands for allies, a person who identifies as straight but supports people in the LGBTQIAAP community. The second A stands for asexual, a person who is not attracted in a sexual way to people of any gender. P stands for pansexual, a person whose sexual attraction is not based on gender and may themselves be fluid when it comes to gender or sexual identity. The acronym sometimes, but not in mainstream usage yet, includes an additional A for aromantic, which although is tied to the definition of asexual does not fully extend to the aromantic identity. Aromanticism is defined as having little or no romantic feeling towards others. The acronym is constantly evolving to better reflect the diverse and growing range of identities within the community. ensuring that everyone is acknowledged and included. Thank you for joining us today. This presentation introduced key LGBTQ+ terms and concepts with a focus on gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation. We explored the importance of inclusive language in promoting equality, diversity, and inclusion and provided a detailed breakdown of the LGBTQ+ acronym, emphasizing the evolving nature of these terms. By understanding and using inclusive language, we contribute to a more respectful and supportive environment for all identities. Here you can see a list of the references used throughout the presentation, along with a list of further reading materials. These sources will assist you in researching more deeply into LGBTQ+ key terms and concepts and the importance of inclusive language. Thank you for listening. I hope this presentation has provided you with a deeper understanding of inclusive language and the knowledge needed to start making positive adjustments in your organization and personal lives.